Welcome, dear friends, to 3T Podcast.
The horror show where we talk about watches. Yeah, I'm Azmi.
Ahmed.
And we are back again.
We're
for
back at it.
One more episode.
Yeah, man.
Wearing the same attire as previous.
Yeah, we have to record as much as we can when we get together, man, because sometimes it's kind of hard to get together.
Yeah. So, what's next?
All right, man, like continuing with my obsession of tool watches, as you can see, today we're going to talk about Pilot's watches.
Pilots! All right.
Pilot's watches, man. So I brought my Breitling Navitimer.
Nice.
And the Breguet Type 20. I know you know about the Breitling. Everybody knows about the Breitling.
Everybody knows about
How about the
Breitling.
Type 20?
No.
That's one of the lost icons in history, man. A very important watch, really, especially back in around World War II. The reason it's called Type 20 is because the French military, they commissioned watches with a specific set of features, right? And they called those features Type 20.
Okay.
So not only Breguet made those watches, there's several other brands that actually made Type 20 watches. But of course, Breguet, being Breguet, is one of the most prolific ones until now. Super clean. Interesting features that you don't see on a regular basis these days, like a flyback complication. You know the flyback?
No, man.
No.
Tell me more about. Okay, I'm pretty. I wouldn't say a noob or what, right? I just don't have a lot of information on pilot watches.
Yeah.
Yep. So if you can give me a rundown,
Yeah.
I'm very sure there are also people out there who are just like me, right?
Right.
So care to explain?
Yeah. So let's start with the Breguet since we were already talking about it, right? So the flyback complication is actually, like chronographs. You start the chronograph, you stop the chronograph, and then you reset the chronograph, right?
Yeah.
So the flyback was specific in a way for the military pilots where they can actually reset the chronograph without having to stop the chronograph.
Okay.
So it will be running, and then you can reset it to 0, and then will run
Without
again.
stopping it.
So, for example, let's say that a pilot was doing a mission where he had to time something specific, and wanted to reset back to 0 immediately.
Yeah.
Then it will reset, and it will keep running.
Right.
Yeah.
But I guess that's because piloting.
Yeah.
They don't
because
have
of piloting. Yeah.
They don't have that luxury to stop, look at the watch, and then reset it back again.
Exactly, yeah.
So everything is by feel.
Exactly. Just feel it. Just time. It could be timing bombings.
Yeah.
It could be timing
And
rendezvous.
And we are talking about pilots back in the day.
Back in the day,
with their leather helmets,
Right.
with the goggles,
Yes.
not the modern with the.
Yeah, this is like World War II time.
Yeah.
You didn't have, or they didn't have the fancy, equipment in the cockpit like they have now. So
Right.
they have to time a lot of things themselves. Fuel consumption.
Yeah.
Like if you remember one of the cool movies, Dunkirk. Was it Dunkirk?
Dunkirk with who's that? Tom Brady.
Yeah, you remember
Yeah.
that part where he actually wrote down in the cockpit so he can calculate the remaining fuel.
Yeah.
Because they didn't have those equipment.
That's a very, very good movie to use as an example.
Yeah. That's super cool. And he was in that movie, and he was using an Omega watch.
Yep.
Which was actually, commissioned for pilots of the British military back in the day. Yeah. So it's really cool. So not very well known now. A very important watch in history, the Breguet Type 20. Very legible. If you can see the numerals very clearly depicted in the dial. It also has a bidirectional bezel. So bidirectional bezel and also the flyback.
What's that sound?
Maybe it's picking up the
Oh, my filter. My apologies, guys.
Yeah, it's the filter. Yeah.
It's the filter from the fish tanks.
Yeah. Exactly.
Okay.
So yeah, bidirectional bezel. If you can see here, you can turn both ways,
Nice.
and it has the flyback complication that can go back. So it's really, really cool, very legible watch. And it's same.
And it has to be legible.
It has to be legible.
It has to be legible.
That's one of the requirements. That's one of the reasons why it has Arabic numerals all around the dial, so it's clear for them to see.
Yeah.
The time, because timing was essential. I mean, it's essential now, but imagine back in the day, where you don't have, the communications that you have now. So you would time things with your watch. So let's say, we're gonna bomb this location at this specific time. You depended on your watch.
Yeah.
And
then not only that, if I imagine it properly, right? Those pilots, they don't have air conditioning. They have that like small window for the air to come in.
Right.
And then if you're doing a dogfight, you have like spills, water, oil, and then goes into, mix up your goggles. It has to be legible. It has to be legible.
Yeah, definitely. So yeah, Type 20 made, well, not specifically this one. This is a recreation of the original ones, but was made for the French military as well.
Nice.
The French pilots. Yeah.
Nice.
It's very nice. And the other one that I have, the ones that, I mean, not everybody, but a lot of people know the Navitimer, Breitling Navitimer, which also a pilot's watch. But this Navitimer was more specifically made for commercial pilots.
Right.
Okay. It has a very interesting feature in the dial. It has what is called, if you can see here, I can move a little bit here, out of the way. It has a lot of information on the dial, man. See that?
Yeah.
You can do a lot of calculation with this. You can calculate fuel consumption, rate of climb, rate of descent, so many things. And that was actually came into the line with a model called the Chronomat.
Okay.
Chronomat meaning a chronograph for mathematicians. That's what it meant. Chronomat, chronograph for mathematicians. Then later on.
And this was when?
The Chronomat, I think it came maybe like in the 1940s, I want to say. Maybe 1930s, I'm not really exactly sure, but it's been a while. Then later on, pilots were asking for something similar for pilots. So Breitling, what they did, they took the same features of the Chronomat and they implemented it in the Navitimer. Navitimer meaning navigation timer.
Okay.
So it's basically an old school app on your wrist. Because you could do so many things, right? Calculate so many things for the aircraft. Like I said, rate of climb, rate of descent, fuel consumption, distance. Very useful for pilots back in the day because, of course, they didn't have the instruments that they have now, So they needed something that they could do that. So very useful complication in a watch.
Right.
And that was pioneered by Breitling. And by the way, Breitling, another thing about Breitling that is very important, they actually are the ones that implemented the 2-button chronograph. So before Breitling, there was only one button.
Okay.
And that one button did the start, stop, and reset. Breitling are the ones that actually did the dual button where you start, you stop, and then you reset with the other one.
The other one. Oh.
That's the Breitling invention.
Right. Yeah. Okay, guys.
Yeah.
This is very enlightening for me.
Yeah.
I've said it again, this guy is a watch historian. He knows his stuff, right? And these details just proves what he knows.
Yeah.
Right. Not many people know.
Yeah, not a lot of people know about this.
Not a lot of people know.
And by the way, the system, right? The system of the calculation stuff is called the slide rule. because you move the bezel and there's a specific way you have to do it to be able to calculate things.
Right. Okay.
So you move it. I mean, it's a little bit of a learning curve for you to be able to learn how to do it. But by moving the bezel left or right, aligning the numbers, then you're able to do calculations with the bezel.
Nice. There you go. Something that I learned from you again. I've never seen you wore these watches to work.
It's. I mean, this one, by the way, is a recreation. Is a limited edition recreation of a model from 1958.
Right.
Yeah.
Nice.
And by the way, this belonged to our friend Salim.
Oh,
he's the one that sold it to me. Yeah.
Oh, shout out Salim.
Salim, yeah. Which actually he's gonna come into the podcast at some point in time. Yeah.
We will call him up. Yeah, our friend Salim, from our line at traffic control.
Yeah.
Right. So this is his watch.
Was his watch.
His watch.
Yeah.
So, do you trade for it or?
No, I bought it.
You bought it. Okay.
Yeah. At that time, he wanted to sell it, so he knows that I'm into watches.
How the heck
right?
he ended up with this watch in the first place?
He always loved the Navitimer, he told me.
Oh, okay.
So whenever Breitling, maybe like 2 years ago, I think this model is maybe from like 2020, 2021, I want to say.
Yeah.
When he came out, he was really into it. He bought it, and then he decided to sell it. So he knew that I'm into watches, so he offered it to me, and then I purchased it from him.
The thing that I know about him is that he likes like very chunky watches.
Yeah.
He likes chunky watches. Yes. We will call him out.
Yeah.
We make sure that he watches this episode, and to bribe him, I'm gonna buy some KFC.
Yeah.
Yeah. So in the market, how much are these?
Actually, we're talking about this because this is a limited edition, right? So, because it's a recreation of a watch from 1958, they made actually 1,958 pieces.
Okay.
Right.
Pretty limited.
Limited. So, it was still in the market. I want to say maybe like a year and a half ago, and then when it was all sold out, then it increased in value. So, I think now
on the resale market.
So now I think they're trading for maybe around 33,000 dirhams.
Wow.
And I think when they came out, they were probably around 27,000 dirhams, I want to say.
Okay.
So it has increased in
and
value.
What about the other one?
The Breguet Type 20. I think that it got discontinued maybe like around 2019. I want to say 2018, 2019. There's new models of this watch that came out recently, a little bit bigger than this one specifically, with an in-house movement. This one has a Lemania-based movement. This one, I don't know exactly how much they're going for right now, but I know that I acquired this watch for about 20,000 dirhams.
Right.
From Japan, actually.
Oh, okay.
I bought it from Japan, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Very, very nice.
Yeah.
Well, I don't know much about pilot watches, right? The pilot watches that I know, of course, Breitling and IWC.
IWC is another one, yeah.
And there's another one, Ross and Bell?
Bell and Ross.
Bell and Ross, yeah.
But Bell and Ross is a little bit more of a newer brand.
Yeah.
They how you call it?
But their style is very vintage.
Their style is vintage and more like pilot watches, yes. But historically speaking, they're somewhat of a new company.
Right. You know? Not much of a history there.
Right, exactly.
Right. But I thought you own an IWC, right?
I did own an IWC. Well, I have an IWC right now, which actually we featured before.
Yes.
It's not a pilot's watch; it's a Portugueser.
Yeah.
But I did before that. I own another one, a pilot chronograph from IWC as well.
Yeah. I like the IWC, but I just don't like the price on it.
Yeah, man. It's
the cheapskate side of me.
The market is getting crazy, man. The prices are going up like there's no tomorrow.
Yeah, and especially on a side track. We still have time. Side track. talk about the market and the watches,
Yeah.
like Omega's Moonswatch and the new one, Blancpain.
The Blancpain, yeah.
Yeah.
Oof, my goodness.
Yeah, it's crazy
It
money.
is crazy.
It's crazy money. But what's your take on that? I mean, this is a sidetrack, you know.
I mean, to be honest, I mean, I don't like the watch for what it is. I mean, it's a plastic watch that, I mean, not because it's a plastic watch, but it's basically a use and throw watch, right?
Yeah.
It cannot be repaired.
It's a swatch.
Yeah, it cannot be repaired. So whenever it stops working, you have to chuck it. You have to
Yeah,
throw it. So,
yeah.
you know,
But for the price,
for the price, I mean, of course, it's overpriced. Definitely for what it is.
yeah,
The good thing about it, I think, as a consumer and as a watch enthusiast, I think it's the fact that I think it gets people into watches.
Yeah,
Right. So whenever the younger generation
Yeah,
they
yeah,
find this
yeah.
watch, right, and they are able to afford the watch
Yeah.
because it's just like maybe like $200 something,
Yeah.
maybe $400. It sets them up for the future. Maybe in the future they will consider
Yeah.
the actual moon watch.
Yeah,
Or they
yeah.
will consider, whenever they get a good job in the future, getting
Yeah,
an actual Blancpain 50 fathoms.
it's. I would say it's way. I guess the way I see it, to pick up the interest in
Exactly.
watch
Exactly. Yeah.
collecting.
Yeah, because maybe in the beginning they get them because they have access to it
Yeah.
price wise.
Yeah.
But then when they start learning about the actual the real watch,
Yeah. Yeah.
they will get interested.
Of
in
course,
that.
we have hopes that everybody, but
Yeah.
we know that
Yeah, yeah.
not everybody will be
Exactly.
into that direction. I mean, my wife Farah, she has a Moonswatch, right? And the quality wasn't really that good at all.
I mean, it's
You
not.
know,
Yeah.
it is what it is, right?
is what it is.
At the end of the day, it's really a Swatch watch,
Yeah.
with the Omega brand on it.
Right.
What she had experienced was she had a very, very deep scratch. Not that deep, but visible enough on the crystal.
Right.
Okay. So this is just for information,
Yeah.
sharing what we experienced, right? So she had the I don't know which planet. It's the blue, the light blue.
The light blue, yeah.
The light blue with the white strap.
Yeah.
So she had that scratch on the crystal. So she went to Swatch outlet in Dubai Mall, and she asked whether it can be repaired, fixed. So they took it in, and then it took a while for them to actually repair it or replace the crystal. But I have this impression because they called her up to pick it up, and they mentioned that no, it wasn't fixed. So I have this impression that the crystal itself is already glued onto the to the case or the bezel.
These watches are made entirely by machines.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
There's no human interaction here. That's the one thing about the Swatch watches, and even I think I told you this, or maybe I told somebody else. I forget. Which I learned also. I didn't know about this. But even the mechanical movement, right? The one that because the Swatch has the quartz.
Yeah.
Right. But then the Blancpain has the mechanical movement, the System 51.
Yeah. You
And
mentioned
it's called System 51 because it has 51 parts.
yeah,
And everything is put together with only one screw
right in the middle.
in the middle. Yeah.
Yeah.
So anything is wrong, you cannot repair it. You cannot do anything. You have to throw it away, and then you have to buy a new one. And I imagine the case like your wife's watch.
Yeah.
Anything wrong with it, if they're gonna repair it, it's not really a repair. They have to chuck it.
Yep.
Maybe melt it, right? Melt it and make a new one, and then give her a brand new watch.
So what happened was, we weren't expecting a lot from picking it up, right? But to our surprise, they actually gave her a brand new.
Yeah, exactly.
It's a replacement watch
Yeah.
instead of a repair watch
Yeah.
because it's totally new.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah. And yeah, it is what it is. But like you said, there's some positives. Releasing this crossover between Omega and Swatch, Blancpain and Swatch. But I really like the Blancpain and Swatch.
And it's very cool,
Yeah,
man.
it's cool.
And I think that is actually, the purpose of the brand is the same thing, right? Is the fact that they want to sell this watch, but at the same time they're promoting
Blanc.
the actual
Yeah,
brand,
yeah,
right?
yeah.
So
Especially for Blancpain.
yeah,
Especially for Blancpain.
because Blancpain, man, like I feel like it's a neglected brand.
Yep.
I mean, it doesn't get as much love as it should.
Yeah.
Because Blancpain, well, the brand is the oldest brand in watchmaking.
Yeah.
Okay, so historically speaking, is relevant.
Yeah.
Blancpain back in the day, before it got revived in the 1980s, it was not a high-end watchmaker.
Right.
It was more like a pedestrian, everyday kind of watch.
Right.
When it got revived in the 80s, they decided to bring the brand up market and make like high complications and stuff like that. But
still, it doesn't get that love.
It doesn't get love, man. It's a great brand. I mean, I have a Blancpain and I love the brand for what it is.
Yeah.
So I think it should get more. The Swatch Group should, like they're doing right now with the Swatch, promoting the brand more, so people they are aware of it as another option for other brands.
Yeah. I think it's a good move from all the companies.
Yeah, marketing wise, it's a brilliant move.
It's brilliant.
Yeah.
The only thing that I hate is the resale market for it.
Yeah, right.
Even my wife had to like wait like freaking 4 or 5 hours after so many months.
For the Swatch?
For the Moon Swatch.
It's crazy.
It's crazy.
It's crazy.
It's
really.
crazy. It's really crazy. And I love the Mercury. I really want to have it. I really want to wear it in my collection.
Yeah.
But just imagine paying like double the price. I don't think it's.
But they're becoming available now.
Yeah,
You have to walk in the store, and if you're lucky, you'll get it.
Yep.
Yeah. For me, the one that I like is Pluto. I want Pluto.
Pluto with the.
With like.
That's Saturn.
Yeah, Saturn. Yeah, I want Pluto, which is like Xander has that one, with like the kind of like red coloring.
Ah,
like
okay.
It's not red. It's more like it's almost like a purplish kind of like.
Yeah,
it's cool.
Yep. So guys, thank you very much for watching. We've segued a little bit, and I think we actually wanted to have this conversation in one of our episodes, but I think it's a good thing that we actually talk about it now. Yes, and again, please, if you have any comments on YouTube, and even now on Spotify, you can actually
comment,
leave comments.
Really? Good.
Yeah. So we hope to get more subscriptions. Right? It will help us a lot. We are still short of 900 plus to reach before it's 1,000. We're getting there slowly, total pace, right? Yeah. But nonetheless, I do hope that you enjoy what we have been doing so far. So please show your love, right? Yeah. I'm enjoying what we are doing so far right now. Cool. Yeah, and hopefully we can bring some guests, common people like us, watch collectors, enthusiasts, etc. And we do hope that you stay tuned and give us your support.
Definitely.
Yeah.
We'll see you guys on the next time. And like you said, comment, subscribe, and even things that you would like to see. Yeah. Maybe like some kind of format that you may be interested or think that it would be great. Just put it in the comments, and
we will try our best. Yeah. We will try our best. If you wanna see a $10 Casio watch, calculator watch, I'm very sure we can find one.
We'll do that.
Yeah, we'll do that. Okay.
Cool.
Yeah, but don't ask us like $1 million watch, please. Yeah. Unless somebody has that and wants to come to our show and share the experience.
If we find somebody that has it, we'll bring it.
Yeah. Yeah. So anyway, I'm Azmi.
I'm Edwin, and I will see you on the next one.
Yeah. Thank you very much.
Right,
Think Time Theories.
Bye now.